In 1966, Bobby Kennedy told a group of young South Africans, "Each time a man stands up for an ideal, or acts to improve the lot of others, or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope. And crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring, those ripples build a current which can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance."
At Camp to Belong Washington, we believe in the power of the ripple. We believe that when all those ripples of hope come together, we can change the world. Our passion is to help change the world one child at a time through an amazing summer camp experience, Camp to Belong.
In Washington State, about 10,000 children are living in foster care. Many of these kids are separated from their brothers and sisters because of available resources. They may be living in other foster homes, are adopted, or living with relatives other than their birth parents. They not only have the right to reunite, but should reunite to maintain their family connections. More former foster children are searching for their brothers and sisters than are searching for their parents.
Think of your own brothers and sisters. They are the people with whom you will share the longest life connections, providing love and support throughout adulthood.
To not have them with you is to not have a part of who you are.
They are the ones who share your memories, the laughter of the good times, the tears of the sad times. They share your secrets, squabble with you, provide a shoulder to lean on, and are the glue that binds you to your family's past and to your future.
In the words of Gordon Johnson, CEO, Jane Addams Whole House Association, "When we split up foster children, we are taking away the only connection they still have to the people they love. This pain literally drives them crazy." It was the pain of separation from her sister that led a visionary, passionate young woman named Lynn Price to start Camp to Belong in 1995. The idea was simple: bring separated siblings together and give them a 5-day summer camp experience built around bonding with their brothers and sisters.
This is not just a camp. This is like a lifetime imprint on people's hearts and on people's minds that they're taking into their families and probably the next generations.
From that tiny ripple in Nevada in 1995 has come a current of energy that has swept into camps across the United States as well as Canada and Australia.
And it has worked. Thousands of brothers and sisters have come together at camp to have the kind of positive, carefree experience that's often been in short supply in their young lives. There's structure, of course, and safety is paramount. But kids who come to camp, sometimes reluctantly, often leave begging to come back in the future.
One of those was Anthony, a teenager from California, who came to camp with his two brothers from Spokane in 2007, playing what we call his cool card, and left by saying on the final night, "If I could have only one gift for my birthday or for Christmas, just one gift, it would be to come back to Camp to Belong."
Nobody tells their stories better than the kids. One of the emotional high points of Camp to Belong is Inspiration Night, where the kids share their stories of separation in life and connection at camp. When such stories are told, there is seldom a dry eye in the crowd, and you have to ask yourself, how could you not want to help these kids?
My sister, she lives in California. I live in Troutdale, Oregon, right by Gresham. We hardly ever get to see each other, only on very rare occasions. This is one of them. I missed her so much. I hardly even knew her favorite color. And even her favorite animal, which I just learned today was the same as mine. It's a cat.
I lived my life like any kid would, but I always had the longing feeling of missing them. So when I heard about the camp, I thought it would be pretty fun. And it was just wonderful seeing my siblings again. I decided to be a high school ambassador at the new camp in Miracle Ranch in Washington. And the reason I chose to do that was because this camp has given me so much that I felt I wanted to give something back to the camp, and the best way I could think of doing that was by volunteering as a counselor. Several stories that I've heard that are just real touching. I've heard stories of people that were separated at birth and were brought together at the camp, and they're just happy with each other, love each other. I've heard stories where some family issues got in the way and they hated each other for the longest time, and then they got back together in the camp and started loving each other again. And I've heard stories of how an older sibling became a better person because of the young sibling being reintroduced into their life.
Camp is held at Miracle Ranch on Horseshoe Lake in Port Orchard, Washington. In addition to the traditional camp activities of swimming, boating, and horseback riding, kids build memories to help sustain them through the tough times, like the fun of dressing up for rock and roll night, rodeo night where they herd chickens and barrel race on horses, and carnival night where they can play on big bouncy play equipment and dunk counselors in a dunk tank.
One of the highlights of camp is birthday party night. Remember, these brothers and sisters don't often get to share birthdays with each other. There's cake and a huge party put on by the charitable group Free Cakes for Kids. The excitement peaks with a gift exchange where siblings have selected gifts for each other from a collection of items donated by individuals and businesses. A birthday present that will remind them of good times with their brothers and sisters.
Another item that they can hold on to are hand-sewn sibling pillows that carry messages of love and support from their brother or sister. Pillows that they can squeeze at night as they go to bed to remind them that somebody loves and remembers them.
They make creative memory scrapbooks that they take home so they can reminisce about their time with their brothers and sisters.
They leave with a professional portrait of themselves and their siblings as a group.
Camp to Belong can never replace the loss of not living with your brothers and sisters, but it can help ease the pain.
The words of a 10-year-old camper standing before a hushed crowd around a campfire on Inspiration Night speak to all of us about the longing these young people have for connection in their lives.
If I had the choice of spending a year in Hawaii or 45 seconds with my brother, I would choose my brother.
Please consider becoming one of those ripples of hope for our children in need. Together we can change the world.